Gordon? Okay. Alright, so to clean the scope, you want to have this lovely bucket here. And then there is any instruments that you've used. I'm guessing they used these yesterday. Not real sure what they're going to get cleaned to. You will have to find, it's called Pure Flant Channel Flush. It's either in surgery or one of the cabinets in ICU or the treatment room. You'll need the 20 ml syringe that's probably in the bucket. You will need the cleaning hose tubing, which looks like this. You'll need this. And throw all that in the bucket because we'll need it. You'll need suction tubing, which we will go over in a minute on what for. And then there's a cleaning brush attached here that you'll also need. So we're going to put it all in the bucket. Alright, so now we're going to disconnect the scope from the machine. First, what you want to do, after you're done scoping, you want to suction through like 20-30 mils of water. We don't have suction hooked up. It was our imaginary suction. And then once you're done with that, it can be disconnected. So in order to disconnect it, we're just going to do everything in reverse. You want to take the buttons off first. And they just pull out. And then you can throw them in the little bucket. Then we are going to disconnect the water container. Take the lid off. Throw it in the bucket. And then we are going to disconnect the this thing. That we're going to set aside for now. And then the silver cap must go on at this point and does not come off. I'm going to say that 7,000 times. If the inside of this gets wet, there's little metal prongs in there that basically the scope will not work anymore. So the silver cap goes on and does not come off. I will say that again 7,000 more times. So now we're going to take the scope and place it inside the bucket. As long as it will go in the bucket. And before we add water to the bucket with the scope in it, we're going to pressure test it again. So you get the pygnometer out of the box and attach it again, like so. You're going to repeat the same test area, close it off, pump it into the test, make sure it stays, and then we're going to set that right there. If it stays, it's not staying. Okay, my handy dandy assistant is going to help me. Alright, so now we're going to get the end of the scope and we're going to twist it. Twist the ends and the buttons. Make sure it doesn't lose pressure, which it's losing pressure right now, as you can see. So, in this case, you would not clean it and leave it for me. But I'm going to fix it so we can clean it. See what happens now. Technical difficulty, mercy. Alright. Sometimes you can just reposition the connections, and it will work just fine. So I would recommend reconnecting and trying again. So now it's holding pressure. So now we're good to go ahead and clean it. So what we're going to do is take this off. Make sure the cap is on. Don't take the cap off. Now we're going to add 1 ounce of Pure Flush to 4 gallons of water. So we got 1. All right, pause right here because we'll be here all day. That water is cold. And yeah, I have it on. Are you recording? Are you ready?
And we're back.
Alright. And we're back. There's 4 gallons of water in here. I'm going to use a 60 ml, maybe, syringe to draw up or pull up, fill up, whatever you want to call it, 1 ounce of pure channel flush, as close as possible, and dump it in. So the scope can sit in the water for about 30 minutes. Any longer, it could cause problems. So say you've done a disgusting scope where there's like dog food and you could have potentially sucked up chunks of dog food. You can let it sit so it can let the chunks dry or get moist to come out of the scope. So we're going to let it sit for about 10 minutes and then we'll come back and finish cleaning it.
Go.
Alright, so now it's been soaking for 10 minutes or so in the water. We are going to clean the inside of it. So with that, you want to find the cleaning tubing, which looks like so. Looks like so. So this end will connect to these 2 ports. This water is freezing. And they just snap on. They're supposed to. Having technical difficulties. Anyways, they snap on. Alright, that can go back in the water. It's not on all the way, but it will serve the purpose. On this end, the syringe will hook on it. I will tell you that a small 20 ml syringe will work the best. And then this end you want to leave in the water. So what you're going to do is you're going to pull back and push 3 times. Okay, let's do 5 times because we're using a smaller syringe. You will notice that you'll see bubbles coming from the ends of the scope. And sometimes, as gross as it may sound, you will see chunks come out of the end of the scoop. So you do this a couple times. Typical is 5 times, but I just do it a whole bunch just in case. If you have extra hands or someone that can help you, you can cover the ports on the end of the scope. Oh! Sorry, Marcy. I just shot Marcy with water. To get all the junk out of it. So then, now that we're done with that, we're going to leave the end or the cleaning hose connected. But we are going to, while we're here, we're going to clean everything else in here. So, I forgot gauze. But anyways, pause. We're back. I went and got some gauze to clean, the container. There really shouldn't be anything inside of this because it was just water. And you can set the things that are clean aside, which I'm going to get it out and set them on this towel for now. The buttons, if they have holes in them, and you can find the cleaning brush. Which is just, you know, hanging out down here somewhere. Okay, if you can find the cleaning brush, you can put the cleaning brush inside of the buttons, clean out just in case there's anything in there. Set that aside. Where's another button? Clean out this one, just in case. Set that aside. We're gonna clean, sorry, Mercy. We're gonna wipe this down. Set it aside. Oh yeah. So we're going to now disconnect this for now. And take the cleaning brush and put it through the scope. And you want to do every single port. So here's port number 1. This one should come out right here. Nasty disgustingness on it. So we're going to put it in the water. I'm going to do that a couple more times. Maybe. So we're going to do it again. The water is so cold. Alright, we might have to come back and do that again because there's still disgustingness coming out. Alright, so this port, there's no hole. You cannot go inside of the scope. And this one, there's 2 holes. There's one straight back, or straight down, and then there's one that kind of angles to the side. So you want to do both of those. That will come, if you go down, it will come out over here, which there's chunks coming out of it also. Do it again. Oh, sorry. Oh, what? Apparently I missed. It's over here. Alright. Apparently I missed and went into the other one. So it came out the end of the scope. Alright. I'm going to try again. The other end didn't have chunks. This has chunks. Maybe. came out the other end again. Third time's a charm. Ah. Looks like a chimney. Alright, so that is done. We ran the whole entire scope. We're going to take this out. You're done with the brush. So the brush can just be sit over here. Now we are going to connect the tubing again to the best of your ability. Alright, and then if the scope is really dirty, you can take the gauze and just kind of wipe it down. And make sure you clean the tip of the scope to get any dried crusties or whatever off of it. Alright, so the scope can be taken out of the water and put to the side for now. It's going to drip water, so be prepared. Alright, so then we're going to clean this